Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I want to say hello to everybody. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. Today, we're going to talk about the new richest man on earth, Bernard Arnault. He just replaced Elon Musk as the richest man on the planet. Now, the media has been talking about Bernard Arnault. They've been talking about the fact that he just replaced Elon Musk as the richest man on the planet. What the media is not talking about is that black people are the reason that this man is now the richest man on earth. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I am your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about black wealth and black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day. And the condition is that we are black first. Black first means that we don't apologize for nothing. Black first means that we put our community first. Black first means we educate our kids. Black first means that we don't play with no nonsense. Black first means that we are elevating above the crap culture and creating a real culture. Black first means that we know we're the best and we're going to act like it. So if you agree with that philosophy, put a hashtag B1 in the chat. Put your B1 in the chat. Let me know that you are black first. That's really important. You ain't got to be black to be here, but just know this is a black space and where we're building black wealth. So what's going on, Vanessa and Mike T and more 765 and Roots and shout out the city. Let me know what city you're from. Also, what's up on Instagram? My Instagram is the real Boyce Watkins. All right. So give me a yes or no in the chat. How many of you are aware that Elon Musk is no longer the richest man on the planet? Give me a yes in the chat if you saw the story where Elon Musk is no longer the world's richest man. Elon Musk has been replaced on that list by a guy named Bernard Arnault. I'm going to break down Bernard Arnault and how he got his money, and I'm going to explain that you're the reason that he's so rich, and I'm going to explain why in 1 second. Give me a yes or no in the chat if you saw this story or saw this headline. And also, as you hit the thumbs up button, make sure you hit the thumbs up button right now. Thumbs up, notification. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe because we're building some independent black-owned media here. We could really use your support. So Elon Musk is no longer the world's richest man. Bernard Arnault has replaced him. That's interesting. Now, before I dig into Arnault, let me tell you what happened with Elon Musk. Elon Musk didn't go broke. He's not Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried is a whole nother very interesting story in terms of interesting financial lessons that you can pick up on that can really teach you a lot about risk management and stuff like that. Sam Bankman-Fried was not making the best decisions. Sam Bankman-Fried was basically committing various forms of fraud by using investor funds for things other than what they were supposed to be used for. At least that's what he's been accused of doing, of embezzlement. He also over-leveraged the company. There was a co-mingling, the excessive leverage, poor financial controls, poor corporate oversight, poor record keeping. He was just a mess. It's really sad to see because I thought Bankman-Fried was smart. He apparently wasn't as smart as I thought he was. Now Elon Musk isn't in that category. Elon Musk is rich, and he's not pretending to be rich. He really is rich. Now his Tesla stock has kind of gone up and down, up and down, up and down. Tesla stock, if I was to show you Tesla stock, let me look at the chart. I believe Tesla stock has taken a dip over the last year. And that's the stock market in general, to be honest with you. It's not just Tesla. A lot of stocks have dropped significantly since the pandemic. Over the last year, Tesla stock has dropped by about 49%. But the last 5 years, if you were an investor in Tesla, you would have made a 600% ROI, even after the 49% drop. So Tesla stock was a big part of the reason Elon Musk became the world's richest man. Tesla stock drove his wealth. Tesla stock is what made him into the boss baller that he became. And I think he's smart. He's very good at what he does. He bought Twitter. That investment's yet to be determined as to whether or not it's a good one. One of the things about buying Twitter was that he had to sell some Tesla stock in order to buy Twitter, which had an impact on his net worth. And also the stock price had been dropping already, and it's very volatile. So apparently this had an impact on Elon Musk's total net worth. Now that we've talked about Musk, let's jump into the guy that took his place. This is really interesting to me. So right now, Musk owns about 14% of Tesla's outstanding shares. The total market value is $530 billion. I don't know why he has so much of his wealth tied up in Tesla stock. I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's very smart, but hey, whatever. And he also owns 40% of SpaceX. Just so you know, when SpaceX goes public, they expect it to be worth at least $100 billion. So Musk owns 40% of another company that's worth over $140 billion. One thing I admire about Musk is his commitment to owning and controlling assets. Remember Musk almost blew an entire fortune in order to make the Tesla and SpaceX investments. I mean, he almost went broke trying to do this. And so to that extent, I applaud the fact that he took a chance and things worked out for him. Now, the interesting thing about Bernard Arnault is that Bernard Arnault, let me tell you what Bernard Arnault owns and controls. Let me see. I looked this up. So I'm going to name some brands, and I want you to tell me if you've ever seen black people or rappers or both promoting any of these brands. You ready? How about Louis Vuitton? Anybody seen any black people talking about buying Louis with their like to wear when they on stage or whatever? Anybody seen any rappers promoting Louis? And remember, rappers are among the most influential people on the planet when it comes to getting consumers to buy products. Did y'all know that? That when Nielsen did a study, they found that when rappers wear stuff, black people will buy it. So they literally told white corporations, if you want to get money from black people, put your product on a rapper, because black people are hypnotized by the rappers. And I'm going to sound a little biased when I say this, but that shit makes me sick. That really gets on my nerves. I'm sorry. I don't hate the rappers. I know a lot of rappers. A lot of rappers have called me. Kanye West called me many times a few weeks ago. I stopped talking to him because it's not an interesting conversation to me anymore. I don't hate the rappers, but I hate the idea that the community gets guided by people who are paid by whites and Jews to promote literally the most toxic, self-destructive, genocidal culture known to man. There is nobody, and I'm sorry, y'all get me triggered right now, and I got to go off the rails on this one. I'm sorry, forgive me. I know I'm supposed to sound more diplomatic. I know I'm supposed to remember various relationships and not offend people. I don't give a shit, man. If I got to step on toes, then let me just get to stepping. You cannot have a community that's prosperous when your most influential so-called leaders are promoting mass ignorance among the masses. I look at some of this stuff and I see the content that goes up because I like to see what young people are paying attention to. And I was on this one page called Hollywood Unlocked. It has interesting stuff. And they had this guy called Blueface. I don't even know what songs Blueface has. I have no idea. And he's dating this crackhead looking lady named Christian. And they're like literally the new Bobby and Whitney. They're crazy. And you saw how Bobby and Whitney's story ended. It ended in death. It ended in pain. It ended in trauma. And they're promoting this crap. It's disgusting to me. It's sad because these kids that are listening to this, watching this stuff, don't even have a chance at even knowing what true love is. They don't have a chance of knowing what it means to wake up and not be traumatized. They don't know what it feels like to have a normal life, right? But everybody thinks it's cool because these people are being promoted by white people. They promote toxicity to you. They want you to drink the poison. The people that own these media outlets are not black. So, what else? There's no other culture where your most influential people are promoting ignorance. There's no other culture where your most influential people are promoting drug addiction. There's no other culture where your most influential people are promoting mass violence. There's no other culture where your most influential people are promoting mass disrespect of women, where men are so backward that they think that you're more of a man if you hate women. Like that if you love a woman, that makes you a weak man or less of a man, which is like the most ridiculous, insane crap you've ever heard in your life. There's never been any culture in history that has been successful where the men run around just hating the women and saying, I got to be an alpha male, so I'm gonna stay away from these hoes. I ain't never gonna love none of these hoes. I ain't never gonna love no woman. You idiot. You did, and I get it. I understand. You didn't have a father that showed you what it meant to love a woman and the value of that, so you somehow got it backward. Again, because they're gonna promote whatever kills you. That's what they do to black people. They promote whatever is going to kill you the fastest because they hate your black ass. That's the world you live in. And people get mad when I talk that way. I can't help it because I see it and it drives me insane. Okay. I don't know if it bothers you too, but if it does, feel free to scream in the chat because I think we need to scream about this. I really do. But let's go back to Bernard Arnault. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. Bernard Arnault One of the brands. So give me. Let's go back to where we were before I went on my tangent. Sometimes I get triggered. I just gotta let it out. Bernard Arnault owns Louis Vuitton. How many of you have ever seen a rapper promoting Louis Vuitton? Right? Rappers will spend money on everything except the black community. They will spend money on any and everything except black people, except things that help the black community, right? So they'll run to the Gucci store, run to the Louis store, all that, right? Okay, here's another brand he owns. He owns another brand called Hennessy. Anybody ever heard any black people, any rappers rapping about Henny? Well, is the Henny popular at all in the black community? What do y'all think? Have y'all seen anybody promoting Hennessy in the black community? Bernard Arnault is worth $189 billion. He's now the world's richest man. A big chunk of that wealth came from Louis Vuitton and Hennessy. And rappers have been his number one marketing and distribution arm. They have literally given him a ton of free marketing. And there's a bunch of other brands he owns. This guy is very smart about, manipulating people into overspending on all kinds of stuff. Christian Dior, Fendi, Givenchy, Marc Jacobs, Stella McCartney, Lowe, Laura Piana, Kenzo, Celine, Sephora, Princess Yachts, Tag Heuer, Bulgari, Tiffany and Company. Let me see. I'm gonna open this up. So the company's LMVH, which stands for Moet. Anybody ever heard black people talk about Moet? Rappers rapping about Moet. Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton, LVMH is a French holding multinational corporation and conglomerate specializing in luxury goods, headquartered in Paris. The company was formed in 1987 through the merger of fashion house Louis Vuitton and Moet Hennessy. Think about this. Look, these are three words that are very common in the black community. Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy. We got people that name their damn kids after Hennessy. There are children named Hennessy. If your name is Hennessy, I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of you. But Lord Jesus, we have kids in our community, poor kids, named after liquor. I'm going to stop. Stop being an elitist, boy. Stop being a snob. People going to think you're being uppity. People gonna think you're being up. All right, okay, calm down. All right, here we go. Louis Vuitton controls 60 subsidiaries that each manage a small number of prestigious brands, 75 in total. And I mentioned some of the brands earlier, so I won't repeat them. Let's see. In the 1980s, French investor Bernard Arnault had the idea to create a group of luxury brands. He worked with some other guy, Alain Chevalier, CEO of Moet Hennessy, and Henry Rockemeyer, president of Louis Vuitton, to form LVMH. Their successful integration. See, this is where integration makes you rich. See, y'all's integration left you broke. Y'all's integration was really an occupation. Y'all's integration was really colonization, right? Their integration was, we're going to go from being multimillionaires to mega billionaires. So they formed their own integration of various famous aspirational brands into a single group that inspired other luxury companies to do the same. Thus, the French conglomerate Kering and the Swiss-based Richemont have also created extended portfolios of luxury brands. On March 7, 2011, LVMH announced the acquisition of 50.4% family-owned shares of the Italian jeweler Bulgari. Family-owned businesses creating billions of dollars. See, this could be us, but y'all twerking. Seriously, this could be us, but y'all playing around. Family-owned businesses worth billions and billions of dollars. They're doing big business. They're not promoting genocidal behavior. I'm not putting white people on a pedestal. I'm not trying to do that today. We know white people are just as dysfunctional as anybody else. But at the end of the day, this is one of the reasons why I come to you guys consistently talking to you about the fact that your wealth is buried in your backyard. Look around in your family and imagine what would happen if you had a family where everybody operated on code. Imagine if you had a family where everybody worked together to support the well-being of the family. Imagine if you had a family where instead of going out and chasing jobs, working for white people to build their empires, you were turning toward each other instead of away from each other and actually working hard to build wealth together. Like, imagine that. Imagine how much wealth could be created if everybody just sat around figuring out, how do we make the family richer? There are families out there like that. So while I might make fun of Louis Vuitton, or I might criticize them or be a little bit of a hater on Bernard Arnault for being worth $189 billion, the other part of me says we need to study that. We need to study that. When people talk about the culture, and they're in the BET Awards, BET owned by the Sumner Redstone and his family. Remember, the word is family here. See, black men who run around hating black women. You can't build that kind of wealth because you don't even understand the word family. Some of y'all, seriously, if you don't understand the word family, just come to me. I'll explain that to you. So the Redstone family that controls BET controls your culture, and they run ads and they say, this is the culture, y'all. This is the culture. Some old dumb bucktooth rapper, oh hell motherfucker, right? This is your culture. This is your culture. That's very insulting. That's absolutely insulting. And we can't allow that to happen because this decays your wealth. This destroys everything. Because when you have a toxic culture that you've internalized, you create very bad economic soil. You create a space. Think about it. Bad soil, you could plant the best fruit in bad soil and it will not grow. So many of you have fruit, your children who are meant to be billionaires. You have fruit, your kids who are supposed to go off and conquer the world. But because they're in bad soil, they're in neighborhoods where they got to dodge gang territories and gun violence just to make it to school in Chicago. Or because they have bad soil, they're young men trying to date a woman who wants to be a bad bitch and date a thug because she saw that on TV. So she don't like the guy who actually opens books every day and studies because of what she's seeing in the media. Because of bad soil, you have family members that make fun of you because you want to take a chance and start a business and build a legacy. They make fun of you because you didn't take the job down at the post office. This is what I'm talking about. You have to build the right soil. So, and I can keep going on and on. With somebody mentions the no snitching culture, all of that, all this stuff that you think is your culture that was really handed to you by somebody else. This is what keeps you from having the power that you deserve. So what ends up happening, as Dr. Claude Anderson talks about so eloquently in the book, Black Labor, White Wealth, shout out to Dr. Anderson. His website is powernomics.com. Christmas is coming. The holidays are here. It's a great opportunity for you to take a little extra money, go make it rain on Dr. Anderson, buy some of his books, give them away as Christmas gifts to some of the people in your family that need to understand what power looks like. So powernomics.com, that's his website. And in Black Labor, White Wealth, the point that he makes in that book is very clear. Black people have been a wonderful vehicle to make other people rich. Bernard Arnault is a walking example. Give yourselves a round of applause because your so-called culture, the so-called leaders in your culture, these rappers, made Bernard Arnault the richest man on the planet. This man is now worth $189 billion. He built it off of Louis. He built it off of Moet. He built it off of Hennessy. And you cannot tell me that rappers haven't had Louis, Moet, and Hennessy in their mouth for the last 20 or 30 years. They rap about that stuff like they own it, like they own the damn brand. And then they'll go out and go buy a whole bunch of Louis Vuitton, Gucci, this and whatever, and then get on Instagram and show off where they got Louis logos all over their body, like they've been branded like a cow on a farm. And we look up there and say, "Ooh, that's lit, dog. That's lit. Oh shoot, that's a word." Right? Jake the jeweler. You go to Jake the jeweler, who's laughing at you under his breath, and you literally take $100,000 that you could have done amazing things with, and for some reason you want to buy a gigantic necklace because somebody told you that was your culture. That's not your culture. That's them imposing their culture on you, and their culture is capitalist exploitation. So just know what you're doing when you do that. That's exactly what's happening. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Speaking of the culture, I should mention I do have a book that just came out called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. The primary focus of this book, the main reason I wrote this book, writing books is it takes a long time for me to write a book. And I wrote this book because I really needed to put this together before I get old and die. And this is basically my definitive layout of what it means to build an economically strong culture in your family. So feel free to go to Amazon. You can get it there, or you can also go to drboycebooks.com. That's where all my other books are. So feel free to go to drboycebooks.com if you'd like to take a look. It's called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. All right. So anyway, with that being said, I just wanted to lay that out there, and there's nothing else to say about it except that, it's really fascinating. And And I think Elon Musk, he's still going to be fine. He's still very wealthy. And I actually like the fact that he took over Twitter, not because I agree with him politically, but because I do kind of like things like freedom of speech, because, when they're censoring everything, people like me get banned because I say things that seem true to me, right? I say things that are on my mind, and sometimes it offends people. And if it offends people, I don't believe we should live in a country where people get banned because you offended somebody. I think you should actually debate the ideas, and I want to encourage everybody to do that. When you run into people that disagree with you, don't cut them off. Engage them. Try to have empathy. Try to understand where they're coming from, and then maybe you'll learn something. You learn more from people who disagree with you than you learn from people who agree with you. So don't be an idiot and sit in an echo chamber where everybody's telling you what you want to hear. That's going to misguide you. That's not going to make you smarter. Get around people that are going to challenge your ideas, and you don't have to agree with them to at least acknowledge and show some respect for their perspective. If you can do that, then I guarantee you're going to benefit from that. And you can still be 100% of who you are, but you're also going to get a chance to empathize with other people from a very human perspective. And I want to encourage that explicitly because I think our country's kind of losing that. And I don't like seeing us fighting each other over, who voted for Trump and who voted for Biden. I think that's all kind of silly. So do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, this podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple and anywhere you get your podcast. Just look for the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. And also, if you want to learn more about economics or look at our business school for children or whatever the case may be, just go to boycewatkins.com. We got a lot of good stuff for you. A lot of stuff is free. So take care, guys. Have a good day. God bless you. I love you. I'll see you soon. Peace.